Welcome. In this video we're going to explore how the Karaite tradition, a branch of Judaism that reads the Torah literally and doesn't follow some oral traditions, understands sexuality, married life, and ritual purity. We'll look at what we know for sure, what's regulated, and the things that are still a bit unclear. We'll do this in a serious and thoughtful way, using sources and community practices. Let's start by understanding who the Karaite community is. Karaites base their practice only on the written Torah text and don't accept the authority of the oral Talmudic law. This way of thinking touches every part of life, including intimate and married life. Historically, Karaites created their own commentaries and calendars, all focused on the Bible's text. Their communities spread out across Egypt, Crimea, and the land of Israel, keeping their special ways. Taking things literally doesn't mean it's simple. It means you have to carefully understand the biblical Hebrew on sensitive topics. By not accepting the Talmudic authority, Karaites look again at rules about marriage, purity, and sexuality. They also adjust calendars and holidays, which affects the rhythm of married life. Today, Karaite communities balance staying true to their past and adapting to new times. With that in mind, let's move on to marriage and its completion. In the Karaite tradition, a valid marriage needs three main things: a written contract called a ketubah, a dowry or mohar, and sexual completion. The contract makes mutual duties and protections official. The mohar stands for financial commitment and responsibility. The completion isn't just private, it brings together the couple's religious and legal agreement. Because of this, the marital act has legal effects on how valid the bond is. Karaite marriage looks for a balance between duties, affection, and holiness. Intimacy is protected with modesty. Married life is treated with respect. The sources highlight intention, agreement, and respect. The way it's done matters. Properly completing the contract, mohar and consummation, defines the status. With that in mind, let's think about ritual purity and sacred times. Ritual purity is very important for Karaites. The release of semen, menstruation, and childbirth create states of tuma that affect intimate and community life. These states mean waiting and preparing before intimacy can happen again. Moving from impurity to purity is connected with acts of preparing and caring for the body. The focus is both spiritual and practical. Also, holy days like Shabbat have specific rules. Many Karaites believe there should be no sexual relations on Shabbat, to keep its holiness. The holiness of time guides the body's experience. The biblical calendar sets the beginning and end of periods, guiding intimate life. Intentional preparation is encouraged. Rest, cleansing, focus. Now let's look at forbidden relationships and sexual rules. Karaites literally follow the lists of forbidden relationships in the book of Leviticus. This includes relationships with close relatives, no relations with a menstruating woman, and relationships between men are also forbidden in their reading of the text. These rules guide intimate life based on the Bible. In today's communities, like the Karaite Jews of America, these guiding rules are still followed. Decisions are usually made using textual guides and community leadership. They look for practical clarity. What the Torah forbids is avoided. This shapes intimate ethics and accepted boundaries. The focus is on following the text while treating people with dignity, but there are gaps and open questions. Even though many rules are written down, some areas in the Karaite tradition aren't very clear. This includes views on premarital sex, masturbation, birth control, and modern same-sex couples. There isn't much written about these topics, or it changes depending on the community and time period. These open areas bring up important questions. How does a tradition that takes things literally adapt in a time of social change? What old ideas stay the same, and which ones might change? Let's move on to some final thoughts. When we think about sexuality in the Karaite tradition, four main ideas stand out. 1. Married sex as a religious and contractual act. 2. Timing and purity conditions as guiding rules. 3. The literal reading of the Torah as the rulebook. 4. The tension with modern ideas, like sexual freedom, gender equality, and different kinds of relationships. It's an ongoing conversation between the text, the community, and our own understanding. I invite you to think, which part do you find most challenging? Which do you think is most important today? Today's world needs us to be sensitive and study carefully. Let's go to the conclusion. To sum up, in Karaite Judaism, married sexuality is strongly guided by marriage, its completion, ritual purity, and sacred times. At the same time, there are unclear areas that show the conversation between old traditions and the modern world. Thanks for joining us on this journey. If you liked it, please subscribe, share, and comment. What surprised you? What other topics would you like to explore? Your involvement helps us keep making good content.